final wellness video and how my little restore of my life has gone over the last few weeks. Now, a little while ago, I said that I was stuck in a rut and I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere with life, and I wanted to do a little bit of a restore. I wanted to do something to get myself out of this rut, focus on me a little bit more. And even though it hasn't quite been 90 days, I'm cutting it short a little bit because I've got a few other videos that are coming up that I want to share with you and I can't fit it all in. So I'm cutting this one a little bit short. But I wanted to go through today of how my journey has gone and what changes I have seen in my overall health. If you don't know me, my name is Rachel. I'm a solo mum to one, and on this channel I talk everything frugal living, mum life, wellness and everything else in between. So if you like that kind of thing, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because soon enough the Christmas content is coming. The first video is coming next week, so make sure that you're subscribing if you love Christmas content. So anyway, back to the wellness side of things. I split my wellness journey into 3 different pillars: movement, fueling and restoring my body, because like I said, I felt I was stuck in a rut and I just couldn't seem to move forward. In this time period, life has thrown me a couple of curveballs that I haven't shared on here yet, but I will do. It has definitely thrown a few curveballs in. It has definitely shook me up a little bit, and things have had to change rather rapidly. But as I'm recording this, everything is working out exactly how it's supposed to, and actually it's taking a massive weight off my shoulders and making me feel lighter and happier in myself. But again, a video about what has been going on is coming out next month. So don't forget to subscribe, because I think some of you are going to want to watch it. So I want to talk about those 3 pillars. So first of all, let's talk about movement. So I've been working out sometimes quite vigorously and quite a lot, and I've realised over the last week or so that I'm not giving my body enough time to actually rest and recover, and recovery is such an important part of a fitness and health journey. And it doesn't mean that you just got to sit down and do nothing all day and watch TV and eat a load of junk food, but not training for a day or 2 days a week is actually really good for our muscles to be able to repair themselves, because obviously as we lift muscles, our muscles rip, and then the recovery helps them rebuild, hopefully bigger. So that's the whole point of strength training. And obviously I've done other videos on my other channel, which I'll link in the description box below, all about fitness and wellness and strength training. So go and watch that if you want to know more information. But I have been working out quite a lot, and I'm now only working out 5 days a week. So on Monday to Thursday is all strength training. I have Fridays or Saturdays off. I alternate them depending on what's going on in my life. And then I always have a Sunday off. So on the Friday or Saturday, if my son has got football, I'll work out over the football field. While he's playing football, I usually go to the back where I can still see him, but I'm training out in the park. And if he doesn't have football, I usually train on a Friday, so I can have the whole weekend just with my son. So it alternates and just fits around my life, and I always work out where it fits around my life. Then I always have Sunday off. Now sometimes on a Sunday, if I'm feeling a bit agitated and want to move my body, I'll go for a walk, or I do a bit of yoga, or I do a little bit of Pilates. Only 10 minutes, because sometimes I just feel like it all gets a little bit much and I get a bit agitated and I just need to do something. So I just do a nice light workout to stretch out the muscles, but still giving myself plenty of time to rest. Now, over these past few weeks that I've been doing this, my workouts have completely changed. Like 1 minute I'm doing calisthenics, and then the next minute I'm just doing pure weight training. Then I'm mixing some cardio in, and I was trying to find a balance that worked well for me. So at least 3 times a week, I go for a weighted best walk. I go and pick up my son from school. I'll go a little bit earlier, and I'll go for at least 45 minutes to an hour walk with my weighted vest on, listening to a podcast or just enjoying nature, depending on what mood I'm in. So I always do that at least 3 to 4 times a week. And then I now strength train Monday to Thursday, and I split it into sections. So I'm not training for long, about 20 to 30 minutes at a time. So on a Monday, I do biceps and back. On Tuesday, I do triceps and chest. On Wednesday, I do shoulder and abs. And on Thursday, I do glutes and legs. And then either Friday or Saturday, I'll be over the park with my weighted vest, my resistant bands, and just doing a full body workout over the park while I watch my son play football. And then on Sunday, or one of the other days, I'm just resting, gentle walk, a little bit of yoga, or just being present and playing with my son. So I'm really happy with where I am now. But that may change as my body gets used to the same kind of movements, my body gets used to the same routine. It's always good to kind of switch it up a little bit. So I'll probably stick with this for another couple of weeks, and then I'll do a switch around again, wake up my muscles again, do something new so it's not boring and I won't give up again and get back into the place that I was. I'm really enjoying my movement side of this wellness journey. As well as that, I've also set up my own wellness channel on YouTube, which I'll link in the description box below, where I talk about informational facts like why we should have protein, strength training, all those kind of things, as well as there's workouts on there that you can take part in as well. So I do my own workouts on another YouTube channel, so you can take part in that. So I'll link all that in the description box below. So let's move on to the fueling part. Now, if you watched all these, you know this is the most difficult part for me. I really struggle with food. I've always had a bad relationship with food. If you've been here long enough, you know I've had an ED before, and I struggle. I still struggle. However, the progress that I've made, I am really happy with. I am having at least 20 to 30 grams of protein in every single meal that I have. I'm still binging a little bit at night, but not as much. I've turned all the binge food that was not good for me into like healthy binging food. So eating nuts, not massive amount because they're high in calories, but eating some healthy fats in the evening, some dark chocolate. Or if I've got some Greek yogurt left over, I'll have some Greek yogurt and I'll put some cocoa powder and a little bit of honey in, fill it with raspberries or frozen blueberries, and I'll have that. I'm also in the process of starting to make lots of different desserts that I can put in the freezer and get out in the morning so it's ready for me in the evening too. So I'm struggling with not eating at nights because I snack at nights, and part of me thinks that's more now of a habit than it is actually that I'm hungry, and that I'm struggling to kind of fix. I'm trying to change that up so a little bit, but it's gonna, I don't think that's gonna happen overnight. That's going to take time. So what I've done first is, rather than eat like all the junky food at night, I'm starting to eat more healthy foods at night, and also that fills me up quicker, so I'm not needing as much of it, but it's definitely something that still needs work on. One thing that I've realized that I do need, that I actually tracked, I don't track my food. I used to track it religiously, that's why I got an ED, but now I don't track. But I don't think I was getting enough fiber in my diet every single day. So I did track for a day to see how much fiber I was taking in, and I actually wasn't taking in enough fiber. Like I said, protein is key, especially to building muscles in people over the age of 40, but you also need to have enough fiber as well to put the both together for it to digest and for it to work correctly. And I wasn't having enough fiber. So over the last couple of days, I've been readjusting my meal plan so that I'm taking in more fiber and protein, and hopefully that will help keep me more satiated, because I feel like I'm constantly hungry all the time. If that doesn't work, I'm then going to start looking at doing high volume, high protein foods. So high volume foods is a lot of food, very low in calorie, with high protein in, so that then I can feel satiated for longer, and hopefully this snacking in the evenings will start getting lower and lower and lower until it stops. But like I said, part of me thinks that the snacking in the evening is now purely out of habit, rather than actually feeling hungry, and it's a habit that I'm struggling to break. But I will break it, but I've got to try lots of different methods to be able to do it. And like I said, this is a massive learning curve. So it's a learning curve with the movement. It's now a learning curve with fueling my body the right way. Now, every single body is different. So what works for me won't work for you, and vice versa. So if you're on a wellness journey and something doesn't work, just try something else, because you just got to see what works for your body and what doesn't. So I had some foods and I just woke up every morning bloated, like I was 6 months pregnant. And I'm like, well, I'm definitely not pregnant. So that's definitely not something that's happened. So I'm just kind of like, why is this happening? So I looked at my diet, I took a few things out, and now the bloat is not as bad. So have a look at, if things aren't working for you, readjust. Don't give up, just readjust. That's the best advice I can give you. Never give up on something. Just readjust and tweak just small little things till you find something that works for you. And it could take you 2 days, it could take you 2 weeks, it could take you a couple of months. But the key is to not give up and keep being consistent and seeing what foods work well for your body. Now, I'm still in a massive learning curve when it comes to fueling my body. I know exactly what I want to do. I know exactly what I need to do, but for some reason there's a block there. There's old habits that I need to get rid of. There's different things that are just still in my way that I need to work through. And some of it could even be a mental block as well, not just actual physically food. So keep going with your wellness journey if that's what you're doing. But yeah, I've learned that it's a progression. I've learned that I've got bad habits, and I've learned that I need to do little tweaks and little changes to eventually stop doing things altogether. But from when I started this journey to where I am now, I have made huge progress. I'm eating more, which for someone that's had an ED and still semi-recovering over it, I'm 95% recovered over it, but there's still those odd thoughts. I'm so proud of myself, of where I've come when it comes to food. It's just that evening snack I need to fix. But I'm taking the positive, not the negative. I've done amazingly well with the way I've changed the way that I eat, and I'm eating more and I'm eating better, but I've still got a few things that I need to work on. But in general, I think by fueling my body correctly is making me feel better and helping me have a lot more energy and feel a bit more ready to go for the day. And finally, let's talk about the restoring. So this is the stress and the sleep and everything in between. We've made zero progress. Zero progress on this one. Absolutely terrible. My stress levels have been through the roof because there's something going on in my personal life, which again, I will talk about in the very near future. But yes, that's been very, very stressful. A lot of sleepless nights, a lot of worry, a lot of anxiety, a lot of panic attacks over it. So that hasn't been good for me, which also could be part of the reason I bloat, because stress can cause bloating too. My sleep, I'm still on the sofa, but not for much longer. I'm going to be back in the bed very, very soon. But yes, I'm still sleeping on the sofa. I'm only getting like 4, 5 if I'm lucky hours sleep a night, but that will change in the next few weeks. So hopefully, if by this time, in 6 months' time, I'll do another video in 6 months to let you know how I'm doing with it. I'll be having much better sleep. But the whole restoring my mental health, my sleep, my stress, all of that, that's one thing that seriously needs more attention. I need to pay more attention to it. I need to shut down in the evenings rather than constantly be on my phone working. So I'm not actually working at the laptop or I'm recording, I'm on my phone working. I'm always on the go. Even up until like my son goes to bed, I'm still on the go. I'm still on my phone. If I've got 5 minutes while he's playing, I'll quickly be doing something, sending a message to someone, or adding something to my Pinterest board, or writing down some ideas for videos that I've got to do. I'm always on the go. The one thing I have stopped is once my son has gone to bed, I'm not checking social media. Social media stops after my son has gone to bed. So what I'm doing on my phone is I'm just like deleting emails, or I'm just sorting out my notes, or I'm sorting out my photo gallery or something like that. But I'm not actually going on social media once my son has gone to bed. So, and that has actually been really, really helpful. And I think that's helped me a little bit get to sleep quicker. But definitely restoring, looking after my mental health is something that needs work on. I definitely need to spend more time doing things for me. So I know that I'm only 42, nearly 43, but I love jigsaw puzzles and I haven't done them for ages because it's always something that needs to be done more. And I used to love reading, and the last couple of weeks I've not been able to read a page of a book because I've been so busy. So I think one thing I need to start doing is doing things for me that I love doing. And I need to start taking time out for me. I need to be able to start saying no to people when it's my time for me and someone calls me and asks me to do something, I will put my stuff to one side to go and help them. And I think it's really important that now and again, I do say, no, this is my time to have me time and to relax and to be with me and restore my own mental health and my own self and get to know me again, because I feel like I've lost who I am and I feel like I need to find her again. So that definitely needs a lot of work. One thing I hate doing is journaling, and meditating, I either fall asleep or I just get really bored. So it's not my thing. But if you've got any other ideas what I could do, then do drop them down in the comment box below. But journaling and meditating, not my thing. I've tried it several times, not my thing. I can't seem to do it. I get really bored, or I give up, or I forget. So I just need something that I can do that is like that, but not that, if that makes sense. So if you've got any other ideas, drop them down in the comment box below and I'll try and give a few a go. But yes, my restoring myself, my own mental health and restoring me has not worked at all. That is something that definitely needs me to pay more attention to. But 2 out of 3 is still really good. And I'm really happy with that, 2 out of 3. Now, I'm going to continue this wellness journey. It's something that is a forever thing. It's not something that I do it for like 90 days, I fix myself, and then I give up because I just go back to where I was and I've got to start all over again. Whereas this way, I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep going, keep learning, keep progressing, fall back a little bit, move forward again. I'm going to be doing that pretty much for the rest of my life, because that is what's going to help me have a better life in general. So yes, I would do it all over again. I would advise anyone to do it and not to put a time limit on it. I put 90 days because that's what society says, isn't it? My 90-day reset. Whereas I just wanted to get out of where I got out of. So whether it takes 90 days, 120 days, 365 days, whatever it takes, I'm going to keep going and keep progressing and keep taking care of me the best way I can. So overall, my movement, I'm extremely happy with. I'm learning as I'm going. I've got my new channel, which I'm loving. Still very low on numbers, but you know, it's a new channel, but we're getting there. Loving doing that. Loving recording videos for that right now. Loving the workouts that I'm doing, but we'll change them up every 6 to 8 weeks, just so my muscles don't get bored and I don't get bored and we can keep things going. And my fueling, still a long way to go with the snacking, but I've come so far than where I was. So I'm really happy with the progress that I've made there. And the restoring of myself is non-existent, but in a couple of weeks, when I talk about what's been going on, hopefully you'll understand a little bit more. And once this period is over with what's going on, once it's finished with, I think then I'll be able to focus a bit more on me. And I think as well, it's important that I make it a priority. I make it a priority to focus on me a little bit more once this period is over. But that's my wellness journey. I'm going to close it down there, and I will probably do an update in about 6 months or so and just let you know how I'm getting on and what progress I've made from there, and if I have actually started taking a bit care of my mental health and myself, really. So I will do another update in 6 months' time. But I want to say thank you for sharing this journey with me. I really do appreciate it. If you want to know more about wellness, do some exercises, learn more about the facts of things like why we should have high protein diet and strength training and food for our hormone health and all those kind of things, then do go and check out my other YouTube channel, which I'll link in the description box below. If you have any comments or any advice on anything I've said today, because you know I love your opinions, so any opinion that you have, any ideas you have, please put them down in the comment box below. I love hearing them. Some I try, some I don't try, but I still love to talk to you all. So do comment anything in the comment box below. If you have liked today's video, don't forget to hit that like button. Also make sure that you share it with a friend if you think they would get benefit from it too. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future videos from me, because next week is the first Christmas one. So don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the 7 months till Christmas video. I hope whenever you watch this, you're having a good morning, good day, or good evening, and I will see you on the next one. Bye guys.